Hello everyone! Today we're going to talk about what happens if you cover onycholysis with gel polish or try to repair it. Here are some interesting feet to work with. I won't speed up the video much since Master Elena is working. And look, here's the funny thing. Wait, gasp, shout, say there's fungus and all that. You know, everything you usually do. And the video isn't so much for demonstration purposes. I mean, of course we're showing what we're doing, but that's not the point. Right now, I'd like to address this video to all the girls and women who love to decorate their problems. They really love to hide the sad state of their toenails behind bright gel polish. This girl also used to go to some other salon, but she never admitted to us exactly which salon she went to. We learned they'd been applying gel polish for her for about a year. This toenail is entirely hollow, indicating onycholysis, likely caused by an injury. Right now, Lena is removing what's left of the nail. Pay attention. There was only about 1.5 millimeters of nail plate left, maybe less, barely attached, so it all had to be removed. So she has acquired symmetrical onycholysis on both feet. Most likely it was either pressed by shoes or there was some kind of injury. Maybe she was doing some kind of sport. The story doesn't say. That's not the point. The real point is that in one of the salons in the city of Kazan, somewhere in the center, in the salon of her wife, her brother, or something like that, in general, some acquaintances or relatives whom she decided not to reveal. Because I was already about to call those guys, I said I would call them and tell them that they shouldn't do that. Well, in short, she didn't turn them in. She said, well, okay, maybe it'll somehow work itself out for them eventually. Why should anything just work itself out on its own? The guys clearly messed up a lot. They shouldn't have covered it up. They should have offered her a cleaning to see a dermatologist. They could have refused to work with a nail like that. It's clearly a problem. I mean, if the cavity is that huge and there's already green, yellow, and even black stuff in there, and who knows what else, it's clearly a problem. A real problem. And this is extremely irresponsible. Right now you can see how much we're pulling out here. Honestly, there was no end to it. I can't say for sure right now if we'll be able to restore this nail, because the owner of this nail is that very same girl. Well, if anyone follows our stories, the one who didn't pay for the service. It so happened that she asked to get the service on credit. She had been with us several times before and thought she was a regular client. Well, anyway, it turned out that she didn't pay for the service, the manicure and also the massage. Then she blocked us all, but that's not what I want to discuss right now. So, what I want to say is that all those clients who constantly beg the master with puppy eyes like, please cover me, finish me, do the prosthetics for me. I have a vacation, a wedding, an anniversary, parties, celebrations, and so on. I can't go around like this. I can't do that. What will people think of me? Well, I don't know. What will people think of you now when here I am sitting, making this video, watching it for probably the 100th time today. Well, it's sad, guys. It's really just depressing. I hope someone is actually listening to what I'm saying. Well, I'm just tired of it. People are always trying to hide their problems, to cover up their flaws. But the longer you hide them, the longer you try to conceal the condition of your nails, the worse the situation gets. The nail is entirely gone. She really needs to see a dermatologist. We told her everything, but she's a very cheerful girl. She just smiled. And maybe she doesn't fully understand how serious and urgent the problem is. I don't know if she can restore it. If she hadn't let us down like that, she would have had a chance. Yes, we would have kept her under supervision, sent her for tests. Well, maybe she'll go on her own after all. I mean, would we have pushed her about it? Yes, we can prescribe growth stimulants, regular cleanings, and so on. But something tells me that after a while, as soon as it grows back a little, just a couple of millimeters, she'll regrow that finger again. Otherwise, someone could misunderstand, right? It's best if no one sees. Oh, well, anyway, what was I trying to say? I didn't speed up the video too much. I want everyone to take a closer, more careful look. This is only the left leg. I'll show the right one later in the same video. So that professionals can see this, so that potential clients can see it and stop doing this. If you notice any abnormalities on your nails, anything that seems strange to you, please consult a specialist. I'm not saying everyone should come running to us. Actually, there are a lot of girls in Kazan, in Russia, and really all over the world who deal with these kinds of issues. You just need to look for them. I'd be happy to recommend someone if I know anyone somewhere, and yes, in some cities I do know girls who do this kind of work. You can message me directly if you want. If anyone has questions about this, just please work. There's no need to deal with these questions otherwise. Just leave it and put it away somewhere far back. Don't think that everything will resolve itself. Nothing will resolve itself on its own. Right now is a time when everyone really wants to wear such trendy, beautiful shoes. And often, by the way, it's sneakers, and unfortunately they're not always comfortable. There's a very simple test. You take the insole out of the shoe you plan to buy, put it on the floor, and place your foot on top of it. And as soon as you put your weight on the insole, meaning the foot that's standing on the insole, your foot will spread out, it will flatten a little bit. That will be it stayed inside the shoe, and you'll see how small the insole you chose will feel for you. If you think you wear size 38, it could really be 39 or 40 sizes vary. Check by placing your foot on the insole. If your little toe hangs off, it's too narrow for you. Or maybe your second or third toe will actually stick out more. That means it's too short for you, maybe too short in length or too narrow in width. There is very little quality footwear nowadays. I'm not saying you should rush out and buy, I don't know, boots for 25,000, but there are good, affordable, accessible stores now. There are now orthopedic insoles that offer relief. You can clearly see the deformity in this girl. She's starting to develop the side bone. You could see it just now in the shot. Well, you can come up with something. Consult an orthopedist. This is all really serious. And it will only get worse with age. So it won't make things better. If some kind of deformation has started, it will keep getting worse. Meanwhile, Lena is removing the coating from the second toe, yes, from the second foot, and all of this is coming off in pieces. I can't say if it's a fungus, but Pseudomonas is definitely present. As they say, you don't need tests or a fortune teller. Well, of course, we removed all of it very carefully, and well, we couldn't just leave it like that. I think that's just, well, not right at all. I mean, that's not how we work with clients. We do everything we can, we give recommendations, and then we send them on. Please just don't shout about this right now. And you have everything disposable there, everything is disposable, but unfortunately the master isn't here. It's not all disposable, guys. By the way, I wanted to bring up the topic of disposable masters. Right now, everyone seems to be paranoid about disposability. We have disposable nail files and buffers. Now they even want to introduce these disposable dusting brushes, you know, the ones we use to brush off dust, even though they go through all the necessary processing, sterilization and so on. But guys, why does no one think about how much plastic we throw away? Am I really the only one who cares about this? I've wanted to ask this for a while. If you watch my video until minute 9, please let me know. Is anyone interested in the fate of the planet? Does anyone care about how much plastic we throw away, like these little files and brushes? But you can't be so protective of your own butt. Seriously. No, but really, if you're destined to catch something, you won't be able to avoid it at all. I'm not advocating for, spreading dirt around or using the same nail file on everyone. But aren't disposable brushes just too much? We already have plenty of gloves, masks, nail files, buffers and orange sticks. Well, the orange stick is wood, so it'll decompose. Plus, there are disposable aprons like Lena's. Bags, caps, shoe covers, everything we use for one client adds up to a full bag. This will take centuries to decompose. How long does plastic last? It's terrible. Although there are materials now, yes, special bags, plastic ones that are biodegradable packaging. But unfortunately, all of this hasn't reached our manicure industry yet, so to speak. So let's not get paranoid about it. And these disposable brushes and dusters are just the height of idiocy, in my opinion. And then you'll be asking for a disposable craftsman, right? Like, I need a craftsman who has never painted anything for anyone before. Well, that's just ridiculous, guys. Honestly, it's just pure nonsense, seriously. Or like once we had a client who refused to drink water after finding out that we don't use disposable plastic cups. Can you imagine, in our salon we use reusable dishes, cups, spoons and plates and wash them all. By the way, we use a special product that comes in biodegradable packaging and is labeled eco, so it doesn't contain any harmful chemicals or anything like that. She asked for water, and I said, sure, just a moment. Well, it just happened that way. She asked me for it as I was passing by, and I said, of course, just a moment, I'll bring it to you now. She said, but you have disposable cups, right? I said, no, they're not disposable, and she said that in that case, she didn't need it. Honestly, I don't really understand this position. Well, is she going to ask for disposable dishes at a restaurant too? Will she say, please prepare your best steak for me on your best plastic plate? Well, I got carried away. Yeah, it seems like I have a problem with these bags, by the way. Honestly, I try not to take extra bags even at the store. I mean, especially those little bags they try to stuff everything into. You take one poor apple like at Magnet or Piatrochka, and they try to put it in a bag for you even though you plan to wash it and eat it in just a couple of minutes. But they still want it in a bag. I also want to address everyone here. I want you to at least think a little not only about yourselves, not only about your own well-being, about your perfect manicures and pedicures, which of course we and many other specialists in cities across Russia and around the world will continue to provide for you. But please consider where we all live. Well, you can't do that. There are so many bags, so many disposable items, and I won't even mention the packaging they use in the store. Thank you, well, I don't know, like yogurts, cookies, even the same bread. Damn, why isn't the paper recycled? Seriously, you know, even the company Prada released a collection of bags made from recycled plastic, 500 euros each, by the way, and they're actually pretty cute. You wouldn't even guess they're made from trash. So people are doing something, right? Some famous brands are giving up real fur, and others are making bags out of plastic. We want to express our protest with a plastic cup. A disposable one, a clear one, against all this disposable stuff. That's just a lyrical digression, what I think about and what weighs on my heart. And I believe that if I just start doing it, the world will become a little bit better. And if everyone thinks the same way I do, and tries to sort their trash, not take extra bags, just do something, even if it's just 1% of the effort they could make, then maybe the world will become a little cleaner. And we won't choke on our trash so quickly. Look at our landfills and dumps. None of that goes anywhere. Trash isn't being disposed of. No one is really taking care of it. And I'm not even talking about batteries and light bulbs, you know, which need to be thrown away in special collection containers. They have those there, also in MIG and other places they do exist. We need to introduce this culture of sorting trash, of treating nature more carefully. Because we want too much convenience. Well, anyway, yeah, it's the 13th minute of my nail video, and here I am talking to you about plastic bags. If you're interested, feel free to discuss this in the comments. We're finishing up the cleaning now. Unfortunately, time was limited. We did everything we could. I know that many of you will say that we didn't clean well enough and so on. We cleaned, as always, as much as the client's resources physically allowed us to. Because we don't clean until it hurts, until it bleeds and so on. We clean exactly as much as a person can afford. Well, I guess this is where I say goodbye. Thank you very much to everyone who watched and listened until the 15-minute mark. I recorded everything in one take, in one breath. Well, wherever it went, I'm sorry, thank you.